Hello everybody and welcome to my channel! As you can see, I am back after that needed break and I am full of beans, refreshed and feeling so much better. I have big plans for Helena Daydreamer. Hopefully these plans will come true this year. If not, then hopefully someday in the future. So I was kind of going through my old designs. I came across this one, the one that I will be sharing today. And when I made them a year or 2 years ago, they were just wire balls. But when I came across those balls the other day, I kind of saw something different and I thought it would be a great start of this new journey on Helena Daydreamer. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of an insight why I chose this tutorial. Basically, as I was not feeling that well, there were times when I was losing hope, and there were times when I felt so empty inside that I just didn't want to exist, and it didn't matter who was surrounding me or where I live or what I was doing. Nothing was making sense, and it was very discouraging, and I was kind of losing hope. And well, it was not a nice feeling, and I am so glad that I am feeling better now. As I mentioned, hope. That's why I decided to call these hope pendants or hope balls. And you know what? I realized that this tutorial is not gonna solve all the problems that people have in the world. Obviously not. I just thought it would be a good reminder for everybody to keep that hope kind of crunched somewhere and keep it safe. Just, you know, for those days where we may not feel that well. And this could be just an imagination, and it is just an imagination. It's just visualizing that there is hope in that crunched little ball. But it's so important to have a little bit of hope when you are in a dark moment, because that little bit of hope will get you out somehow. And please believe me, you know, when you are not feeling well, it will pass. There will be time when it will just get a little bit better. And if you can, please speak to somebody about your problems, about what you are feeling or what you are not feeling. There are so many online counselors that you can contact, or, you know, speak to your GP, speak to a doctor, and they will hopefully send you to somebody. Alright guys, so I realized that this was a lot of talking at the beginning of a tutorial, and many of you probably just skipped it altogether and just got to what I'm making. But honestly, I really wanted to talk about this because this message to me is a lot more important than the wire tutorial, and I am hoping that it will reach at least somebody, because yeah, I think it's so important to be hopeful for, especially when you are in a dark place, to be hopeful for better, you know, hour, for a better tomorrow, for a better month and year, and just for a better future, really, in general. Because if we don't have that hope, if we don't believe that the future can be better, then it's quite painful. And yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start this tutorial now, but just before I do, I wanted to say thank you from all my heart to you who commented on my last video. Every single comment was like a big hug to me and made me more hopeful and made me believe in good even more. And yes, so thank you to everybody who commented and who shared their experience even, and I honestly felt amazing. I just felt so connected to you guys because I knew that, you know, you understood and you were with me. I love you all and I really, really appreciate your time. Okay, so I'm gonna just get on with this tutorial and I will see you soon in another tutorial. Bye!
Okay, so that was kind of emotional, but I guess I needed to say what I needed to say. And now let's make these balls filled with lots of hope, or other things if you fancy something else. You will need some wire, of course, and I'm using 24 gauge copper-based wire. You could even go for 26 gauge if you want the ball to be a little bit daintier, and use less wire if you want it to be small overall. I have approximately 130 centimeters, which is about 51 inches, and I'm first bending the wire in half, kind of, and then all I need to do is to squish and scrunch the wire into a little ball, or that's what I need to do at first, and then later on I will tell you what to do next. Obviously, I'm leaving both ends sticking out of the ball, and they each measure approximately 15 centimeters each, but I am yet to find out. They are not gonna be long enough, so you keep them a little bit longer, like 25 to 30 centimeters each, which means that you might want to start with longer wire than I did. Perhaps 150 centimeters or so. I don't know, just try it. Although there is a way to go about it, and I will show you later. So watch this video first before you start making these balls. Honestly, I've done this such a long time ago and I can't even remember the measurements. Sorry. Oh, and it would be a good idea to make little loops on each end of these wires that stick out and then cut them off later. Then you don't need to worry about being poked and scratched. Well, I didn't think of this at the time of making them, but I can still save you. So I'm doing this with my bare hands and finding out it's not the wisest thing to do. So I'm getting my brushed leather gloves and using those as protectors for my skin. And these gloves are not entirely mine. I kind of borrowed them from my mom the other day. I mean, actually 20 years ago. And then accidentally not taken them to England with me, and they stayed with me ever since. But every time I wear them, I think of my mom, which is great. Love you, mom, if you're watching. I mean, I love you even if you are not watching. And so I'm basically trying to move the wire around to make it look good and trying to make the ball into a nice round ball. Ah, I have a splendid idea. Why not use my nylon jaw pliers to shape the ball even more? Yay! I'm such a clever girl. If you don't have nylon jaw pliers, then you could perhaps use flat nose or chain nose pliers with a piece of nice soft cloth inside them, like a few layers of cotton jersey, or if you have a piece of leather, and that will protect your wire when you scrunch it or press it with your pliers. So basically cover the jaws of your pliers with a few layers of clean cloth. That's what I'm trying to say. And you can see as I'm trying to form this ball, I'm twisting and turning various parts of the wire ball to make it look more interesting and scrunched and natural, and also trying to fill any big gaps. Then when I'm happy with the result, I'm using the two ends of the wire to kind of sew or stitch the ball to secure it. I don't really want any bits peeling off, or if it gets caught somewhere, it could just come undone otherwise, and I don't really want that, do I? No, I don't. And so I'm stitching back and forth through the ball, turning it just kind of randomly. And of course I ran out of the wire, so to solve this issue I'm going to hide the two ends inside the ball and simply get another piece of longer wire, poke it through the ball and keep sewing. There you have it, 2 classes in one video, wire wrapping and sewing. Next you can sew yourself a nice dress or trousers or I don't know, a coat. Hey, you can thank me later. And again, after I'm happy with the way the ball looks and how secure the wire is, I'm now going to show you how to finish it. And honestly, the easiest way is to, well, get rid of one of the wires, hide it in the ball, just like the ones before, and then make a loop on the other one. Then attach a nice jump ring as the bail. And ideally use a closed, like soldered jump ring if you have one, and in that case you will need to incorporate the jump ring into the loop of the ball, wrapping it nicely around and then securing it on the bottom. By the way, mine is not soldered, I'm just showing you what to do. Or you can use an open jump ring, and in that case it's much easier. You just make a loop on the ball and then add your jump ring later. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is the lazy way really, and as I'm doing this voiceover I'm thinking about million more like cooler ways of making it into a pendant, like attaching it straight to the chain or making a cute little bail or like other things, but there are so many options and that will be probably for another day. And here you go. These are the initial wire balls I made years ago. I think the first one was the silver one. I made it like 3 or 4 years ago. And then a few years later, I made this copper one. And today in 2021, I am making a nice big gold wire ball full of hope. I mean, I can imagine this one would look so nice if it was a bit smaller and daintier, so I might remake it again. And you can make them as pendants or get rid of the bail and just attach earring hooks, you know, make some gorgeous earrings, or you can even make some cool rings. And now I will let you simply enjoy watching the beauty of these balls. And I thought I would share some poetry to go with this ball parade. Here is a poem called Let's Hope for Better Tomorrow, written by Helena Daydreamer. Let's hope for better tomorrow and not surrender to our sorrow. Let's watch how the wire rolls and make some balls of hope. I hope you have enjoyed this poem. It took me exactly 10 seconds to write it and I thought it was not cheesy at all. and it's catchy. Okay, guys, to be a little bit more serious, I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I just want you all to be well, you know, feel well and to be okay. And, you know, not just to be okay, I would like you to feel amazing and wonderful and super duper great. So take care, all of you, and I will see you soon. And I'm sending you a huge, huge, huge hug from rainy England. I love you all. And, you know, if you feel like it, say hello in the comment section below, because, you know, I always really like hearing from you. And that's how it is. So, yeah. Until next time. Bye.